Okay, so one of the focuses on the technical side for this course is really honing the literature review process and the skills to write it. And this is the literature review process that we will follow for this course. But in this course, this top circle here is already basically filled in for you for most of the assignments. You'll be doing it on your own at the end, but to get started, this is kind of filled in. You'll have topics that you choose from that are free, put together for you, and you choose one. So tonight we're focusing on this circle here, searching for the literature, and Lisa Swicola from the library is going to help us with that. She's going to introduce us to different resources to help with those searches. And we are going to just take a look quickly here. In our course, you can see here on the left-hand side, there is a folder called Library and Research Help. Lisa, do you want to speak to this?
Yeah, yep. And actually we're still seeing, or at least I'm just seeing your slides, so maybe it just need to
Thank you.
share the window instead of the screen.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm really curious, especially since we have a small group here. I want to make sure that I address everything that you all are specifically concerned about the process of finding information and how comfortable you are. So I'd really like to start with just a really quick comment in the chat by you. If you could just let me know what you're really hoping that I'll cover tonight. So you think about how, soon you're going to be looking for research, and you're going to have to be able to identify where to find it, how to identify it, how to, to cite it. So when you think about those first few steps, especially, what questions might you already have for me? What are you not feeling as confident about? And thank you. It looks like you've already. Yes. Yeah. The new structure of the website. I have barely used the website myself, but I have been working with it all summer as my staff has been working on it. And as you saw at the top, there was a little note that says, give us any feedback. So absolutely, have any feedback about it, comments, concerns, we would very much welcome that.
Are you going to go to that website as well?
I will. Yep.
Pull that up then. Okay.
Best practice to find useful articles. Absolutely. I'll give you some of the kind of tried and true strategies. And, as looking for information, whatever the information need is, whether it's personal or academic, there's no one way to find information. So I'm going to be sharing with you some, helpful, effective ways to do it, but that's not, I'm not showing you like the one thing to do. So don't think of this as a linear process. You really want to be, when you're looking for information, you want to be persistent. You want to be curious. You want to be comprehensive when it comes to a lit review. So it doesn't really matter what process you take, what direction you go in, just those three things will help you really get to the information that you're hoping to find. Wonderful. Okay. So thank you so much, Julie. So so on your ULearn site, you're going to see that there is a section on the left-hand side, Library and Research Help. And I've gathered the key resources from the library website and put them in this guide for you. Also, what I've done in here was I've given you very specific tips that will make your life so much easier when it comes to finding information. For example, how do you find a full text? So if you're online just searching the internet and you come across an article, but you have no idea how to find it, the best thing to do is go to the library website and search the title within the everything search box, because that will not only tell you where you can find it within our own resources, or if we don't have it, it will give you they'll give you the interlibrary loan button. So you'll be able to get it from another library. Has anyone used interlibrary loan yet? You can just put it in chat if you want.
I have not used it yet, but I have a question. Is this just for physical media or, yeah, okay. I live in California, so I don't think that would be useful.
Perfect question. Yes. It is absolutely for articles. So yes, this is going to be very helpful to you. What will happen is you'll request an article through the interlibrary loan system, and it'll come to you through your email. You'll get a link to it.
Oh, that's fantastic. I had no idea.
Yeah. So unfortunately, obviously you won't be able to get physical books, and you will not be able to request ebooks through the system, but the articles absolutely. And it doesn't cost you any money to do that. So that will become, by the time you're done with your dissertation, Joe Knapp will be one of your favorite librarians. They are our interlibrary loan librarian. So yes, you will be using that a lot.
And just
yes, go ahead. Yeah.
support that. Really, you aren't going to need to request many books or even ebooks. Really, the focus of probably 99.9% of your searches is going to be focused on articles for coursework as well as your dissertation.
Yeah, and you think about that, one of the reasons I would imagine would be is that you really want to get to the primary sources in your research. So looking for articles of research that people have done directly, empirical research. So you're really you're building a foundation of what's been studied within your topic. And so you're really focused on finding those primary sources to help you with that. Whereas books, are a compilation or a overview of a topic. Those are great secondary sources and will also be important, but yes, so much of your research will be on articles. So back to your library guide and your ULearn course. I highly recommend, if you haven't looked at this yet, please go through it. The majority of things that I'm going to tell you tonight will be in here. You notice that under understanding scholarly articles, there are some basic videos here that will talk about the differences, different articles that you find in scholarly journals, and then of course, how to read a scholarly research article is really helpful. So the video, the video right above this section, right above this piece, where it says how to read a scholarly article, that is a great video because they walk you through an actual research study. And you probably have already seen this, but if not, research study articles are basically all set up the same way. They have the same components. They start with an abstract, they have an introduction, which often includes the lit review. They have the methodology, what did the author do in their study? What was the method they used in their study? It has a section that's called results or discussion, a conclusion, and then a very long list of references that the author who did their own study is sharing, that they used as a foundation, as an overview of their own work.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Julie. No, interrupt anytime, please.
As you get used to the structure of an article, you will definitely see how that mirrors the structure of a dissertation. The dissertation 5 chapters are basically exactly what Lisa just said for a structure of an article. So you will really be used to what types of content and what kind of information goes into those chapters based on the sections of articles that you've read over the next couple of years. Read.
Also in this guide, there is the very first tab, kind of the welcome tab, that gives you all the contact information. So you can see there's a link to the library website, so you can always click to the library website from here. You see my name is here. You can make a research appointment with me by clicking on my name. You can always email me. And then you notice there's a link to the chat service. So has anyone ever used the chat service? Again, you can just say, you can tell me,
Yeah, I have.
yes, okay, perfect. That is a really great place to get just, some quick information, or really commonly, if you're having trouble finding the full text for an article, that's super helpful. Any librarian can help you. If you want to sit down and have, really dive into your research and how to find information on your research, the best thing to do is make an appointment with me, just because I'm the most familiar with your program. But you can reach out to any of the librarians on staff. The other thing that I want to say to you about the library website, it is publicly available, so you can always just Google it. You don't have to log into JWooLink to get to the library. You don't have to get into ULearn to get to the library. You can just Google it. And okay, let me see this. This is really good. Literally, Charles, the website just went live on Friday. So this may not be a known issue. So let me just quickly take a look at this. The citation tool does not function properly. Okay. So can you tell me a little bit more about where in the website you noticed that?
Yep. So if you like search for an article, for example, and then you either click into the article or you click on the cite button
Okay.
on the homepage, and you select the APA as the format, then sometimes it's still working correctly, but most of the time I've found that it's either listing the full author name, both last and first, or it's putting first and then, first name, last name.
Okay.
Instead of the
So
correct
when you noticed that, had you searched in the everything box, so you notice this page defaults to, the search box defaults to everything, or the next tab, EBSCO articles, which is where I'm going to take you in a few minutes.
I've noticed it on both sections.
Okay. So unfortunately, that is all system generated. It has nothing to do with the library. The EBSCO database is, all done by EBSCO vendor. The other one is the everything tab is the big library system, OCLC. And it's, again, both systems are gathering information from the metadata that's within the information about the article or about the book. So it's pulling the information that that has already been loaded in. So when I say metadata, I'm talking about the information about the article, such as the author, the title, the publisher, the date, the subjects. So really the best advice to all of you is that if you notice a citation if you use a citation that's generated by a database or by, a search engine, something online, you really want to still eyeball it and make sure that it is accurate. Because absolutely, you're going to find issues like that.
Okay, that's good to know. Just
So
hadn't noticed it occurring more frequently with the website update than in the past.
really? Okay.
Yep.
It has well, you know what? If it's EBSCO, you're talking about the EBSCO update. We have two new styles. So the library website is a new update as of Friday. But that's really just a gathering of our resources. So that's more of an aesthetic change than anything else. Whereas EBSCO, where we search for the EBSCO articles, that's a whole new platform for them. So it's quite possible that that's so interesting, Julie. So you just searched in this
initially I searched in the everything box
Okay.
and that came up and I hit,
Oh, okay, I see where you are. Okay, okay,
it gave me the right citation for
okay. And now you're testing it out for, I
this.
love having a driver. This is great. Okay. So then, if we look at EBSCO, we search in EBSCO, you're going to notice that this is a brand new platform, which has nothing to do with Johnson and Wales. This is all EBSCO, but also any issues that you find here, you can still report to us, report to the library, unless you find something in this EBSCO page that allows you to give them feedback. So now the citation is just above the title. Yeah, actually the 3 dots, I think, is where the citation is now.
Okay.
I'm just getting used to this. Literally, we just switched over the other day.
Yep, site, okay.
Perfect. Okay. Yep. And so if we look at the APA for this one.
Altered to just to see if this has the names. No, okay.
Yeah. Oh, just a little bit further down. Yep. APA.
7. Okay, so these are correct. I don't know, and Charles, I know you said it's not all of the time, but the 2 that I just tested are correct. So that is, none of the tools are going to be perfect. And this is something that as all of you become more familiar with APA and the ins and outs of it, that you will kind of have to watch for. This is one of those things I always tell students, you can do a visual check for this. This isn't like, massive brain drain reading content. When you're done, or you walk away from it for a little while and you come back, visually scan your, in this case, your reference list to make sure that each one is hitting APA compliance.
Yeah. And could you, this is perfect. Thank you. Could you take us to the APA style and reference management tab? So we're back in your ULearn course. We're back in the library and research help, and we're clicking on the tab for APA style. And I've given you a couple of places to get help for citing, for creating a citation and for formatting papers. I do like Scribber. It's not only a generator, but it has a lot of help, and it will give you a visual of, like, if you put in what should an article citation look like with 3 authors, it'll give you that visual. Oh, good. Thank you, Charles. I'll click on that one just in 1 second. Does anybody have like a favorite tool that you use to generate citations?
In the past, I've used EasyBib, but
EasyBib, yep.
I at least before I was enjoying the citation platform that's integrated into the JWU system.
Right. Yeah, and I'd use that too. And if I can't get it, then I go to a citation generator, because I will not create a citation from scratch. I'll spend 15 minutes looking for one that's already created. Scribber does have a citation generator, but the other one I really like is the Zotero one, which I actually don't have it sitting here, do I? I'm gonna stick it in the chat, but Zotero has its own
It's here. Is this
citation. It is there, but that's the actual tool for the reference management tool for, like, storing citations. If you just want to generate a tool, a citation, you can search Zotero, but it's actually the URL is actually zbib.org. And but again, if you just Google Zotero citation or Zotero APA, it comes right out. What I like about Zotero is that it will do APA for me, and it will keep a running bibliography. So that every time I put a citation in here, it just saves it below, which is kind of neat.
one that Charles said doesn't
Yeah.
have a the right citations so we can put it into the other
Yeah,
one.
this is great.
Make sure you're hitting 7. Yeah, you're right, Charles, it has that. Okay, copy.
Boy, that's awful, huh?
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Let's go to Zotero. Let's see what we get.
Let's see what it does with that.
Citation.
And then you'll notice when you go down a little bit, you'll have to switch it out to APA. I think if you go down to the bibliography, and then you notice on the right-hand side, I think is where you can switch it to another style.
Copy. I don't see.
That cite button doesn't do it. Oh, no. Okay. Wait, where
I think
is it?
you
Oh,
drop the arrow
it's
down
the
above
banner.
that.
I hate
Yep.
this. I do this all, I can never remember. It's the blue banner. Yes. I can't tell you how many times I've been on that page going, where is it again?
Okay, so this is telling us that you'll need to manually edit some of the entries to capitalize proper nouns. Okay. Yeah, see, none of them are perfect. Okay, so this fixed it. Charles, that is a pain because you're having to do one extra step. But good, at least if you have both open, it's a quick fix, or you can just, instead of doing it manually. Sarah, I saw your chat. I do a lot of mine manually too. I'm still very old school in that sense, but if you start to learn to kind of train yourself to use these, you can see how quickly it's much more efficient to learn to kind of rely on these tools.
And doing them from scratch, your eyes are trained. Like you probably can look at a citation and be like, that should be italicized. Why is that italicized? Okay. Let me see, is there anything else I wanted to say about the reference management? So there's tools there. How are we doing for time? Yeah, let's move on because we want to definitely do some searching. Is there anything else on this guide that you want me to just kind of clarify, or you want me to explain a little bit more? I'll give you a second if you're on your own screen. I should have just said that to you, open this up on your own screen. Okay, so what I'd like to do now is go back. Oh, one more thing, really important. How many of you use Google Scholar a little bit or a lot? Can you just put it into the chat for me? Okay. Yep. Perfect. Okay. So I love it too. And I'll tell you the two real reasons why I love it in a minute. But on this guide, under finding articles, the third tab, I do have Google Scholar. I've given you an actual box that you can search Google Scholar. Or you can just Google Scholar. What's really good to know here is that I've created slides that highlight some of the features that are going to make your life a lot easier when you're using Google Scholar. So for example, number one, you need to let, exactly what's on that screen. You need to let Google Scholar know that you are affiliated with Johnson & Wales University. And that way, anytime an article in Google Scholar is available through our paid subscriptions, the link will be right on the right-hand side. So you want to identify that within Google Scholar. The way to do that is to go into the settings and go to the library link. But these slides are going to show you how to do that. And if we have a minute, we'll pop into Google Scholar together. Let's see. Okay, so let's pop back over to the library website.
Lisa, do you
And
want
actually, what's that?
to take control?
Yep. Yep.
Stop sharing.
Can I have control?
You can gladly take it. Is it letting you share?
It is, it's just being really slow.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you're seeing me on my messy screen. Okay, wait a minute. Here we go. So I'm gonna go right to the JWU library. And in the chat, can you just let me know if you've used the EBSCO search box a lot or a little or some? That was really good to know. So the EBSCO articles will search business source complete. It'll search psychology database. It'll search academic search complete. Okay. Okay, so I'll just spend a little bit of time on here. How about a topic? Somebody give me a couple of keywords that we can put in and we can start your research for you.
Corporate social advocacy for LGBTQ. I had a really hard time finding any articles on that.
Corporate social responsibility, right?
Yeah, or advocacy. Yeah.
Oh, which word would you rather I use?
Risk responsibility.
And then should I use the entire, what's the entire acronym? Have you had a lot of success with?
I had very little success finding the whole LGBTQ plus acronym. So I had to do, lesbian, gay, or just corporate social responsibility, and then just sift through a lot to find
Okay, I got
what they were
I got a
advocating.
different strategy for you. So instead of me trying to guess what the subject heading is going to be, I'm going to do corporate social responsibility. All right. And we can search just by subject. So let's see. We're going to, can I do it by filter here? Subject, okay. So I'm actually going to look to see, I should have put in LGBT. I should actually just put that in my box first to see, but let me see if I can see a social, see a heading, a subject heading.
And where are these subject headings being generated from? Is this like AI generated, or is this a keyword search? Where are these coming from?
It's coming through the metadata, so it's most likely going to be the publisher.
Okay.
It may be the author. So like when you go to publish your dissertation through ProQuest, you'll be filling out your own metadata, and there'll be a section where you'll identify the subjects that you feel fit your article, and then you can put in some optional author supplies. Sometimes you might see that phrase, author supplied terms. So the subject headings could be coming from the author, but definitely from the publisher, not from the vendor. And diversity in the workplace, that's good. Or I can just, well, actually, let me show you that. Let me go to diversity in the workplace. So of the 78,000 we found, 76 of them are specifically about diversity in the workplace. Do I need to click on anything? No. Or maybe I do. This is the first time I'm using this particular feature. So let me go back again. I'm going to go back to subject. Oh, just also really important note. If your subject term is actually a subject, if your keywords are actually a subject term, then it might be really helpful to click that as a subject. So, like for example, this one, 10,000 articles in these databases are specifically about social responsibility of business. So we could narrow our topic down to not just the articles that mention corporate social responsibility, but articles that are about corporate social responsibility. Would you like me to do that?
Yeah, I think that makes sense because as you're explaining it, the filter, the initial filter is, or the keywords are scanning the entire article. Is that correct? And then therefore we're limiting it also by the subject as well.
Yeah, so what they're doing is it's searching, the words are actually be searching in the metadata. So it's searching
okay.
the title, the abstract, the subject headings, the author's name, the journal or the source. It's searching all of those words about the article. You can change your search so that you're searching the full text of the search. That's also an option, but it defaults to just searching the metadata.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, here is update. My Zoom bar was blocking update selections. You guys are probably like, it's right there. Why can't you see it? And then why don't I just put in LGBT? So it came up with 10. So this is perfect. So I see that this one's actually youth specific, a subject heading is actually LGBTQ youth. But I would expect to find, yeah, LGBTQ plus people is the subject heading. So like
And if you wanted to open this up to also search within the text as well, can you do that, or do you need to start a new search to start over with it within the text?
You're going to be searching within whatever you have in your search box. So
Okay.
Sometimes it'll clear part of it. So you just want to pay attention to what's in the search box. So right now we're searching subject. And I'm just trying to figure out if I have I don't see my corporate social responsibility in here. That's weird. Source type, full text. This is helping me. No. Why is it still coming up corporate though? That's what's throwing me off. So it came up with 3, but if you want to say, oh, well, let me just see any articles that mention LGBTQ, then you can change it to all text. Does that make sense of what you were just asking?
Yeah, that's good.
You
I'd
can
never
look
tried
for-
that before, so
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what it'll come up with.
Yeah, so sometime now, I don't want to change it yet because right now we're saying it has the subject indicator. So DE is the shorthand for that. So I just want to kind of get rid of that. And I want to, I wonder if we want to just get rid of people. Let's try that as maybe all text. So we've come up with 31.
Oh, that's super interesting because that first article would have been exactly what I was looking for that I couldn't find searching for CSR and LGBTQ in the metadata.
Right. And you can see how it's the terminology changes. And especially like if you were looking at articles from a few years ago, the terminology would simply be LGBT, right?
Right.
And then we might be adding a Q, we might be adding a plus, so it changes. So I think that you might even find that you have to like try different combinations even to see what the author, what the researcher, what terminology the researcher used. But at least we've identified that the subject, subject headings will help. Is there anyone here, Sarah, is there anything specific that you want me to click on in here?
Oh, no, I just think this is interesting. You've already found more than I could find after a few hours. So this is great.
Okay. And this one has my attention. Does anybody know why this one's getting my attention? Besides the fact it says library, there's something else about this title that got my attention. Made me very happy.
It's a literature review.
It's a
More
review.
stuff in it.
Exactly. So you're going to find, if you find a meta-analysis or a systematic review or a literature review, that is going to be a wealth of information for you. It's going to lead you to even more articles. So like let me open up the access options. Okay, I refresh the page. There were some issues with the PDFs a day ago, and there was the thought that the problem had been taken care of. Let me see if I can maybe get to it some other way. I'm going to go access options, online full text. Okay. So one thing I want to point out before we leave the topic of keywords, we've been talking about like how you have to try different terms to really get to relevant information. Once you find some good articles, really pay attention to the keywords that they use. Pay attention to what words are used in the abstract. Pay attention to what words the author supplied. Because that'll give you some other words to search on. And another good tip when you're searching is to keep track of what you search and where you search. So like you might want to, do a spreadsheet or just a doc, just a table. There's even actually templates online where you can say, okay, I've searched EBSCO databases. I've searched these words. So I searched for corporate social responsibility. And I searched LGBTQ plus people as a subject. And these are the results I came up with. So it'll help you remember what you've already searched, because then you're going to find good other words and you're going to want to go back and search again. So pay attention to that, and you may want to just also, write them down, keep track of it. Okay, let me go back. It's 1:15 already, so I wanted to just give you a really quick look at Google Scholar. But is there anything about searching in EBSCO that you would like me to show you or point out or click on? Couple of changes. You might remember that with EBSCO, if you wanted the link to that particular article or to that particular search, you had to use a permalink. You no longer have to do that. Now you can just copy the URL at the top of the page. That will bring you back to the page that we're looking at right now. So like if I wanted to save the article, this particular article link, I could just save the URL at the top, which is really, really helpful. I can also do that with the whole list of results that I found. So here again is my list of 31 results. I can copy the top URL, and when I click on it again, it'll take me back to this particular search. So really helpful if you've started a search and you don't have time to go through all of the articles in the list, you want to do it later, you can save that link.
This is huge. And I can't remember if in this course I have permalinks required in the discussion, if it actually says the word permalink, but if it does, just ignore that and put the URL, whatever you put, or some people are loading the PDF, that's fine too. But this is exciting that we don't have to.
I mean, the librarians, when we heard it, I could have jumped, I might have jumped out of my chair. I might have, because it is such a game changer. If you've ever copied a link at the top of your page and then you clicked on it later and it didn't work, if you've ever had that frustration, you don't have to have that frustration anymore. It's just awesome. So much to explore here. You can always do your own account with EBSCO, and then you could save things within your account. So that's another thing to explore. And then the other really quick thing that I just learned today, I haven't tested it out, but that you can create a bibliography quite quickly by clicking on the results that you find that you want to add to your bibliography. So if you want everything on this page, on this first page, you could click the top and you could select, let's see, is it all on this page? So just all on this page, and then you could say cite. Let's see if it works.
Oh yeah, 9 more. Yeah.
And 9 more. And you could copy it all to a clipboard.
I'm going to just throw out a caution here because in APA, we do not use bibliographies. So be careful that if you've looked at all 10 of these articles and you've skimmed them or whatever, and you're like, okay, great, I'm just going to go click that and put all of these into a bibliography for my reference list. Bibliography and reference list are two different things. Bibliography means you're including any of the works that you did review in case they might have been relevant. Reference listing only includes the ones that are cited in the work. So I noticed when Lisa clicked on all, there was an option to just click the ones, certain ones. So if you use that to click on only the ones you're actually citing in the work, that's totally fine. But just, you don't want to be including bibliographies, but that tool is really useful.
It's pretty neat. So there's a lot to explore here. Is there anything else about the searching the EBSCO articles? So again, I was on the home page. I clicked in the big search box, clicked on EBSCO articles, and that's where I started my search. Is there anything else about that search that you want me to go over or clarify? Please note that I did not click full text. And that is because EBSCO has full text articles, but it also indexes just citations. And I don't want you to lose out on a really good article just because EBSCO doesn't have the full text. What will happen is, and let me go ahead and search again. What will happen if the full text is not available in an EBSCO database, it will direct you to the library website. It will say, look for full text in the library website. So let me get past an ebook. Oh my gosh, these are all ebooks.
But you can change it to just articles, right?
I could, yes, absolutely, I could do that. And I would change it to academic journals. Do that. But when you go under the access options, it will say something like, you know, look for full text. This looks like it. Access now, access options. Check for full text. There we go. Here's a good example. So this particular article promoting gender is not available full text in the library EBSCO database, but you can click this check for full text. It will look for this article in all of the library websites the library databases that we have, and there'll be a link there to it. I don't know why this was rejected. If I got this and I was really stuck, I could just jump on Ask a Librarian and say, help, I can't get this. So, you know, if I was sitting here on my own at 5 minutes to 8, I might go on to the library homepage and I might click on Ask a Librarian and say, hey, I'm having trouble getting this. Oh, chat is offline. I'm having trouble getting this article. Can you help me out? So that's a good reason to use Ask a Librarian, our chat system. Okay. Really quick, I'm going to take you to Google Scholar. And what you would want to do if you are not connected to Google Scholar, and actually if I do corporate social responsibility. Oh. 44,000. I noticed that I'm not signed in, so I probably should sign in really quick so that you can see. In Google Scholar, if the full text is available beyond the website, that the primary website where it's on, it will list it on the right-hand side. So if I go down far enough, it will surely tell me, it'll give me a full text to the library website. That's where you'll find it. Of course, it's not giving me one. If you are not seeing the full text, this is what you do. You go to the menu on the left-hand side. You go to your settings and library links. So you're telling Google Scholar that you are affiliated with certain libraries. And so there should be 3 selected. So you should have 2 Johnson & Wales, and then Open World Cat will be just, it's free, it's open access. If you have any other libraries you're affiliated with, you can add them here. If you have a partner who is affiliated with other libraries, you can do that too. You can add that. And then you'll notice it's now shown me on the right-hand side all the articles that are now freely available through the library website. I must not be signed in properly. One last thing I want to show you, this cited by, really important. When you find a helpful article, it's really nice to see who has cited that article. So if you see, that something's been cited 214 times, chances are researchers found this valuable for some reason. So it might be really worth your time looking at. If you see one that's been cited like 1,000 times, 4,000 times, that's a chance that it might even be a seminal work. So you want to pay attention to that. You can look at the list of cited bys by clicking on it. So all of these articles cited this particular article. But what if I just want to look for LGBT? I can say search within these articles. And then I can just then you can see it's giving me the smaller list of the articles that mention my particular word. So again, back on your library guide within your ULearn site, there are those slides for Google Scholar that will show you some of these tips of how to get the most out of Google Scholar. Last questions for me. What questions do you have?
Yeah, I agree with Kelly. This was really great, Lisa. I think
Okay.
it's really helpful for everybody. And this video is going to be posted in our course tomorrow. So anybody on tonight who wants to go back and review any of the information, it'll be available. And then anybody else in the course can obviously view it as well. And they can reach out to you, Lisa, if they have questions.
Absolutely. And just a reminder to you, so there is that research appointment button that you can use either in your guide or on the library website to make an appointment with me. You're going to notice my hours are really limited at this point because I don't want to be making a lot of undergraduate research appointments. So if you don't see times that are convenient for you, by all means, please send me an email and we'll figure out a time. My work hours are 8 to 3:30, Monday through Friday, but I often work with students at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. I'll meet with you on a Saturday morning if that's, the most convenient time. I'm very flexible with you guys. Okay. So if you try to make an appointment with me and you don't see something convenient, just send me an email. And I thank you so much for your time. And I hope you enjoy your searching.
Gonna stop our recording. Lisa, can you stop sharing?
That.
There we go.